You are in luck. You picked the right day to watch this video because I'm proud to say, after 20 years of development, the Producer Dojo course curriculum, the core course curriculum, the 5 main courses that I had planned are done. They're done. They're ready. And they're all being offered every semester now at Producer Dojo. So each course gets a day of the week and you can learn all of the things. They all have a money back satisfaction guarantee because I'm not like a, huge corporation. I am a dude. And if you do not like your course, you can change courses or get a refund. And I'm so confident that you will make music that you are proud to share when you take the producer's path, that one has like if you're not proud of the music you've made by the end, you can get a full refund even after the course is done. That's how confident I am that it works, because it works every time. Everyone who finishes the course is stoked about the music they make. That's just how it goes. So the producer's path is, the main one that has like all the kind of core stuff that you need to learn. All the courses are 12 levels. All the courses have assignments with personalized feedback from me in the Discord. They all have lots of downloads and lots of bonus content and a bonus library for each course. But the producer's path, that's the starting point. Okay. So if you're new to making music or if you're new to the dojo, I strongly encourage you to at least check it out. And if you decide like, oh, okay, I'm like familiar enough with this, or maybe you trained in the dojo in the past before we did the linear courses or whatever, if you decide you want to switch, you can switch courses at that point. But I really do encourage you to check out the producer's path first, because that's like the foundations. And then for the advanced people who are like ready to like make a beat every day styles, there's the Crucible. And that course is like an album making protocol that I myself do every year with the group in an event we call Remix Your Life in January, which is super, super fun. That one's more advanced. Like I don't call it the Crucible for nothing. It's intense. But if you want an advanced course, that one is pretty hardcore. And then there's this really sweet, like middle level of courses that are designed to be like deep dives academically, in that you get like right into the foundations of how these things work. But the workloads are less intense and they're a bit more of like a recreational romp, like they're less like output driven and more like getting into how things actually work. And there's 3 of them. So first one that I did was the Akira themed sound design course, Mastering Sound Design, which it's a lot of people's favorite. I really like it. And that one, you get all into sound design and open all kinds of like cool wormholes about audio physics and stuff. It's pretty rad. Then there's Mastering the Mix, which is a Hieronymus Bosch. He's like a weird, like proto-surrealist Renaissance painter who did all these like depictions of musical hell with all these like music demons and stuff. It's very cool artwork, so I included in the course. So it's a Hieronymus Bosch themed mixing course that will teach you how to create depth and dimension and, retain fidelity while achieving loudness of your reference tracks. And it's really detailed. And I see people in there go from not knowing anything about mixing to being able to like beat their reference tracks easily. Like anyone who's finished that course can pretty much start charging for mixing and mastering. Like if I give you the thumbs up on all the assignments, that's it. You can start charging people. It's pretty cool. So Mastering the Mix is really dope. And then there's also Mastering Composition and Arrangement. And like composition and arrangement have been what I'm known for teaching, composition arrangement workflow. That's been what I've been known for teaching for my whole career as an educator. And it's, it's a deep dive into composition and arrangement. We go through all of the different styles of composition and arrangement through music history, from like, monophonic work to drum circles and like, polymetric kind of African style composition, and, Afro-Caribbean rhythms and all that good stuff. And then into polyphonic theory and chords and all that kind of like what people traditionally think of music theory, but I have ways to kind of like make it a little less technical and a little bit more practical that are kind of unique to me and to the dojo, but they really work and they kind of they get you confident with music theory without having to like memorize every single Italian or Latin word that they use and without having to memorize every single scale that you could possibly play. It's a great way to just like get you confident and get you making stuff that sounds very mature and like, the compositions that sound like you went to a proper university to compose, but they're like, it's my hacks, they work. You can check out my music, check out my music, they work. So yeah, that course is also really dope too. So whichever one you want, if you want to like take your time and not do it in a 12-week group, that's cool too. I'm not trying to boss anybody around. We all learn differently. And like I have like raging ADD and a lot of the like very specific composition workflows that I developed because I have ADD and it really helps me focus and stuff. So that's I'm not trying to tell anybody like you have to do things a certain way. So if you like, you can do the course with the live group and everything. And some people benefit from external deadlines and pressure and stuff. So that's why that's that way. But you can also take your time and do the course at your own pace. If you want to own the courses outright and have them forever and ever and ever, I would recommend that you get just one course at a time. But if you really want a good deal and you know that you're ready to like go hard for a year, then yeah, annual membership is a way better deal. It's a substantial discount because you get all 5 of the courses and you get everything that I did before the linear courses too. The library there is like huge, like I've been doing this full time for 20 years. So like I'm not even gonna like try and list all the stuff in the library, but there's like templates and, performance packs and samples forever, presets forever, Ableton racks forever, so many other courses. There's a course on developing your musical style and brand that people really like called Elevating Your Style, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a really deep vault. So you get all of that stuff and you get the 5 courses. So it is the better deal. And you can still get a refund if you get the annual and you decide you want to switch or whatever. Just hit me up at support@producerdojo.com. But yeah, the annual membership and the Crucible are for like, you got to be pretty serious to do those. So otherwise, I'd probably recommend that you start with the Producer's Path or one of the other courses. Like you don't have to take the Producer's Path before you take any of the other courses. I just recommend that you take the Producer's Path before you take one of the other courses. Most people start with the Producer's Path though. And then the mastering composition, mastering sound design, or mastering the mix. Those are kind of like, if you know that there's one of those areas that you are either really interested in or that you really want to improve your skills in, that's when those are recommended. But there is like mixing basics in the Producer's Path that will, like, there's this dry mixing exercise that I do that it's crazy the difference. Like people will beat their reference tracks just doing this dry mixing exercise with the specific challenge that I do in there. But yeah, then I don't know if you want to know my credentials. I guess I got to do that part of this. Okay, so I've taught at all kinds of schools, like the School of Audio Engineering, Berkeley, NYU. Ableton hired me to teach at their Ableton Educator Summit. I was teaching other post-secondary educators there. So, I mean, if Ableton are paying me to do that, that's kind of a pretty big deal. I'm in the Serum 2 manual. I made custom software to make some wavetables that are in there. If you go to the S2 wavetables, HW-OSC, and in the digital wavetables, hardware-oscillators or hardware waveforms, those are my wavetables that I made. And you're actually, those are my oscillators from my modular synth that I've made into my 128s style Wavetables in there. I invented the 1/28 technique. I mean, that technique is taught in every Ableton school anywhere and like taught in all kinds of other DAWs. The mud pies technique. I didn't invent the technique of, you know, it- recording things and editing them, but that particular version of that technique and calling it mud pies is me, and everybody calls them mud pies now. So yeah, you can't fake that. And then I also like made the world's first DJ templates back in 2006. Did live performance programming for huge acts like Pre-Lights was using my stuff, DJ Vadim, Rabbit in the Moon, all kinds of big acts were using. That was kind of like what got me broken into the behind the scenes tech world, was creating the first ever Ableton DJ templates back in 2006. Made music for Star Wars, released music with like Gucci Mane and Alanis Morissette, who have 9 Grammys between them. That's kind of a big deal. Trained people that are way more well known than I am, and like even Damian Taylor, I think he's got like 10 Grammy nominations now, and he uses my sub multi-sample oscillators on all of his Grammy records. He did like Bjork, Arcade Fire, The Killers. He produced a record for the Prodigy. So, you know, uh, that's something. Robots perform my music at Disneyland. That's kind of fun. If you go to Oga's Cantina, there's this song that's kind of like Daft Punk meets Star Wars, and the robots like sing and stuff. Or sorry, droids. You got to call them droids. But yeah, so Sentient 7 and the Clankers is actually me and my buddy Zane Effendi, who worked on Pirates of the Caribbean. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then recently I put out a full-length EP with dubstep superstar Boogie T, and it's pretty good. You go check it out. It's called the What You Want EP. Yeah, it's probably good for credentials, I guess. Any questions, hit me up, support@producerdojo.com. There's also Producer Dojo Discord. Producer Dojo YouTube has a lot of cool stuff on there. There's actually some fairly like good length classes on there. So if you want to check out what some of the classes are like, you could check out like the 80/20 of mixing, 80/20 of sound design, 80/20 of finishing songs, or the ill methodology videos. The first ill methodology workshop in 2011, that was the one that kind of like made me pretty well known amongst producers. But there's a second ill methodology that's available in full on Producer Dojo, the YouTube for Producer Dojo. If you want to get templates or individual sound packs or whatever, you can go to www.producerdojo.com/store, and that has like some individual items. But yeah, I think that about covers it. But yeah, get in there, get your learn on. No one can make your music but you. No plugin's gonna do it for you. No sample pack's gonna do it for you. You gotta do it. So if you're ready to stop pretending that buying plugins and sample packs and stuff is gonna make your music for you, and actually learn to do it, and learn to make and keep your own deadlines, and connect with other producers who are just like you, who will help get you over the hump, and get personal instruction from me, then yeah, get in there. Money back guarantee on all the things. Change courses if you like. Support by me personally, feedback by me personally, because I am 100% behind all this stuff. And I'm 100% behind you. Let's invent the future. All right, cool. That about covers it. I will see you in the dojo. Peace.